You're listening to the Podcast Detroit Network. Visit www.podcastdetroit.com for more information. The views and opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily represent those of the network, its advertisers, owners, or sponsors.
Wait, try that again. I had you muted. That's all my fault. I didn't look at the board. It's all my fault.
Thank God I didn't do it.
I didn't know, because I'd be yelling at you right now.
I know.
You're a better person than I am, Bob.
I totally know I am.
No, go ahead.
This is episode 253 of the IT in the D Show. Guests this week include Matt Ridenour. He has developed software called Tabs, which is tracking behavior and checking out schools for lockdowns and stuff. Very cool and I guess timely software. Going to have a really, really fun conversation with that. And old friend of the program, Sola Obayon's here from Social Media Day of Michigan. It's
O'Brien.
O'Brien?
Like O'Brien.
That's what
We've
I said.
had this talk before.
I've said it like that before. See, this is why you're Dave. Yeah.
This is why I'm
And this segment is brought to you by our friends at Huawei, introducing the Huawei MateBook X Pro, winner of 27 global awards, and now comes with Windows Hello. Unlock your Huawei MateBook X Pro with a touch of your fingerprint. Secure, fast, no password to remember. For a limited time, get a free $300 gift card with purchase. That's $300. Not bad. Visit a Microsoft store near you today.
Cool.
Dave, you may fire one ready.
You're listening to the Podcast Detroit Network. Visit www.podcastdetroit.com for more information.
Following program is intended for mature audiences.
I'm Wyatt, that's Gary, you're Bob, and you're Dave. This is the IT and the D Show.
This is Max Headroom. And what you're about to witness is one of the most sinister-sounding intros to a trailer to one of the greatest epics ever.
This is Billy D. Williams. Bob and Dave and I are enjoying a Colt 45 right now. And remember, IT in the D, it works every time.
Just where do you guys think you are? The Library of Congress? Detroit? Beyond the sun? Any of those, right?
Take him to Detroit.
No! No, not Detroit! No! No, please! Anything with that! No!
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Then don't come! Shut up!
Hey, Dad, hello, this is Pinky, the genius, the real genius behind Pinky in the Brain. And when we take over the world, the only show that people will be able to listen to is IT in the D with Bob, Dave, and Yuri. No!
Hi, this is Christy Swanson, and you're listening to the IT in the D Show. And Bob and Dave touch my hoo-hoos.
What happens when you tap the angry beaver in the bumhole?
Exactly. Come on. Someone tries. To hell with this. I'm calling a break. We'll come back to the TV show.
This is Guilfoyle from Silicon Valley, and the only two guys I hate more than Dinesh are Bob and Dave. Suck it, guys.
What's up, everybody? This is Billy Zapka. Sweep the leg. Listening to IT in the D Show. No mercy.
I may have to wipe the geek off.
Hi, this is David Kay, the voice of Professor Xavier from X-Men Evolution. Storm, come here, Storm. Sit on my lap, Storm.
You're listening to IT in the D.
Are we at a break yet?
Hey, everybody, this is Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man. You're listening to IT in the D. And if you want to get your money's worth, stay right here. And remember, everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man.
Hi, I'm Ernie Hudson, and you're listening to IT in the D. All you nerds out there.
Nerds.
What is a nerd?
Hi, this is Ogre. You listen to a bunch of nerds on the IT and the D? Nerd.
I'm a nerd, and I'm pretty proud of it.
Hi, it's Julia Montgomery from Revenge of the Nerds. I listen to IT&D, and I'm in love with a nerd.
Hey, Detroit, this is Anthony Michael Hall. You're listening to my buddies Bob and Dave on IT in the D.
Hey, what up? This is Jay Muse, and you're listening to the IT and D Show. Snooch to the noobs. Listen, Muse, Snoogans.
This is Scott Steiner, Big Pump. IT and the D Show is your hookup. Holler if you hear me.
I'm totally into Dave, but not so much Bob.
This is Robert Hayes, the tit striker to my mother. When I'm not hanging out at the Magumbo bar, I'm listening to the IT and the D Show. It's worse than Detroit.
Is there such thing as a meat hangover?
I love my Monday meat stick.
Hey, folks, this is WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and you're listening to the IT and the D Show. tough guy. Ho!
Hello, smart people. Yakko Warner here, and the only show we listen to in the water tower is Bob, Dave, and Nuri at IT and the D. Good luck, everybody!
Hi, this is Kelly LeBrock from Weird Science. So, Bob and Dave, what would you little maniacs like to do first?
The question isn't what are we going to do, the question is what aren't we going to do.
Ludicrous speed! Sir, had you better buckle up? Now buckle this! Ludicrous speed! Go!
Welcome back. Thanks for hanging out with us. This is the one and only IT in the D show. We have made it all the way up to episode 253, broadcasting live here in Studio One in Podcast Detroit in beautiful Royal Oak, Michigan. This is Bob, the sales guy. That is Dave, the geek. Nuri, the FNG, is in Florida. I don't know what he's doing.
He is. He had a funeral to attend.
Oh,
it's
that's
a
right.
thing.
Sushi guy.
Yeah. He's not like off playing. He's got
right.
things to handle.
Randy, I do the Twitters Walker, is in the house doing the Twitters. Find us online, itinthed.com. Do us a favor. Give us a like on the socials and subscribe to us everywhere. Fine podcasts are sold.
Before we get rolling, let's go ahead and talk about e-liquid for a sec. There's no need to leave the house in search of specific brands or products when it comes to vaping, because e-liquid.com is the largest online direct-to-consumer seller of vaping products, makes vape shopping easier than ever before. Find every vaping product you could ever need all in one place with over 1,800 e-liquid hardware, replacement coil, vape accessories, and DIY brands totaling over 44,000 competitively priced items in stock. You'll be all set. It's simple as that. Look, I went through the website. I placed an order. It could not be any simpler and smoother to do. And then 2 days later, poof. No pun intended. It's at your house.
Right.
Plus, whether you're on a computer or smartphone, e-liquid's website has easy to navigate menus, descriptive product details. I'll give them that. Everything, like, it really is down to like flavor, percentages, all that kind of fun stuff. Very, very descriptive and helpful customer service reviews that make selecting the right products for you a breeze. Get industry-leading, amazingly fast shipping, with most orders shipping the same day when ordered by 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so that's 5 p.m. for our East Coast listeners, as well as best-in-class customer service available to help you Monday through Saturday. Whether you're looking to make a lifestyle change or improve your shopping experience, eLiquid.com has you covered. For 20% off your first purchase, visit eLiquid, that's ELIQUID.com/ITINTHED, and use promo code ITINTHED during checkout. That's eLiquid.com, that's ELIQUID.com/ITINTHED, and use promo code ITINTHED during checkout for 20% off your first purchase.
Yay.
Woo!
So, hey, do us a favor, mark your calendars. Go to the Meet tab on our website. That's MEET, not MEAT.
We still don't have those on the website.
No.
And we actually have them in the Warren Brewery.
Yeah, we can sell them online. I don't want to sell meat sticks.
Nah,
online.
we really don't.
But we just had a great event last week over at Nancy Whiskey's. Redoing
So good.
Yeah, if you haven't been there in the beer garden patio, they took an old tree and literally carved a Tullamore whiskey bottle out of the tree.
It's amazing.
Yeah. And I love how they had to put a fence around it so the drunks wouldn't climb up it.
Well, because you know that would happen. That's
right.
Yeah.
But
it's
yeah,
people.
We got our calendars are packed the next few weeks between Motor City SteamCon coming up, first Tuesdays in Ann Arbor.
Thursdays
Thursdays
everywhere. We're going to be at Social Media Day on Saturday.
Social Media Saturday.
We're going to be at
Podcaster meetup on July 12th.
We got too many things.
Yeah, it's all good. All these excuses to have a drink finally caught up to us.
It is. We got to stop. No, we don't really got to stop that.
No.
Programming note: next week we are not doing the Ann Arbor meetup. It'll be the following week on the 10th because of the holiday.
Got it.
Cool.
Because July 3rd,
nobody will be there. So.
Nope, makes sense.
No, cool.
Okay. But hey, hopping into things real quick, Supreme Court had a pretty big week on couple pretty big decisions. I'm not going to lie.
I'm a big fan of the first one, which is they basically ruled that the Fourth Amendment applies to your cell phone data. So, the whole, your right against unlawful search and seizure. Basically, if the police want to check your data, check your cell phone whereabouts, etc., they're going to need a warrant, which seems like common sense, but apparently was not.
These days. Well, let's be honest. This wasn't an overwhelming victory. This was
5-4.
5-4. So, I mean, this was and I can't see going, no, you don't need a data. Like, I guess after the Patriot Act, anything is possible in terms of warrantless wiretapping and all the things they've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, again, it's kind of going back to Cartman. It's like toilet time is the last bastion of American freedom. It seems like, because I mean, seriously, if you warrantless location data, I mean, when does it end?
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
no, it not a big fan.
But was there a distinction between whether this is federal law or state law? I believe that this applies to state level law.
Yep.
So Patriot Act affects federal level.
Gotcha. So yeah, we really wouldn't have anything to do with it. Yeah.
Federal level.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought it was Supreme Court.
Well, no, but Supreme Court can rule on state laws.
Oh, fair. Okay, got it. And then the other one, basically this one's a mixed topic too. Basically they ruled that states can collect sales tax from online e-tailers.
Yeah, and laughably, the first email I got about this was from eBay, letting me know how much this would hurt small business, like eBay.
Right. It's so small. Well, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, why? We talked about this before the show, and I basically
briefly,
said, this is going to impact that business that
well, small
person,
businesses. Yeah,
friend,
people,
selling whatevers that they find at thrift shops and all that on online.
Well, because suddenly you have to have a system by which you can maintain all of the tax codes across all 50 states and the municipalities and all that stuff. I mean, that's
something
a thing.
like 1,800 separate tax rates.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, did anyone think that Amazon sales were going to slow down when they added a 6% sales tax for Michigan? It didn't.
No, but if you notice, Amazon has still been one of the biggest opponents of this, where, they were the ones, like, their whole argument was, unless we have a physical location somewhere, we don't have to collect sales tax. This truly now applies to anyone selling anything online, period.
There is a restriction or a loophole. It's only if a significant portion of your business happens there. So, like, if you have 2 customers in Nebraska, you don't have to pay Nebraska sales tax.
Is there a limit, like $3,000 or something?
It's vague. So there'll be another case probably eventually determining what is significant.
More things the IRS has to track and then audit and then all the good stuff. I don't know. I again put everyone on the same playing field. I don't want anyone having any advantage whether or not they sell online or offline or brick and mortar.
Well, but I mean, that's part of the thing is, you don't have the overhead. You don't have to deal with some of that nonsense. So it lets small businesses get up and running quickly. But I mean, we'll see how it plays out. It's a thing.
Right. And then, an interesting story out of WHO, which is the World Health Organization.
Yeah.
And we've always talked about this. This was a thing, we've grown up with video games, period.
We have.
From, Pong, Atari, name the console, Dave and I have pretty much had all of them.
Uh-huh.
There's been times where I'll play a game for a month and won't sleep, and for 3 months I won't touch anything.
Oh, and we've had this conversation on the show before where, like, I had to stop doing the whole live online gaming thing because apparently when that happens, a rip in the time-space continuum occurs and I lose like 6 hours. It just happens.
I was in the same thing. Battlefront, Battlefield. I got caught up in all of them.
It's real.
And then the story last week about the little 9-year-old girl playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
That, is pooping in buckets. And, I'm just being funny.
Ma,
yeah, exactly.
Hot Pocket.
Getting fed Hot Pockets. And I mean, it's become a serious problem. Like, it's becoming a problem in my house.
But how much of that is on the parents? Because my parents used to yell at me to get off the damn video games and go outside. And there's a reason why we used to call them no friendos.
Right. Well, it's funny. My 11-year-old comes in and she goes, Dad, I think she's up to like 800 hours on Sims. Granted, she leaves it on overnight so they can
do their thing. And
Right. And I go, you could have learned Spanish by now, like with the time. You should have learned how to code. Like
you could have written The Sims by now.
There's a Python course. You could have made your own. Right. They look at me like, oh, Dad. And I go, no, it's true. Like,
I wish they would have given this a better name, like gaming addiction disorder or something, because just gaming disorder makes it sound like gaming itself is a problem. When it's the official definition is the behavior pattern must be sufficiently severe to result in significant impairment in personal, family, social, educational, occupational, or other important areas for at least 12 months. So it's an addiction thing, but they don't say that in the name. So you have to actually look into it to see what's qualified.
You know what can't you do anymore? I mean, it's getting so ridiculous right now with over, everyone has to have a classification now. You can't I just like video games.
Exactly.
I can't just. If I jog,
I don't have a lot of friends.
if I run like
play video
Forrest
games.
Gump every day, are you going to say it's a
running disorder? Yes.
No.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
It absolutely is. Especially if you started doing that.
No, I'm not doing that. Are you
we
kidding
think
me?
you were under duress.
No.
So, hey, one of our favorite topics, MoviePass. We keep wondering how they're going to make money, if they're ever going to make money. They've had, they're getting away with, they're getting rid of the unlimited thing. They're bringing the unlimited thing back, but they're going to charge more. MoviePass is now introducing surge pricing for popular movies.
What?
It's a monthly subscription, though, so do they tack on an extra fee when you pick the movie you want to see, or
apparently, like they take away, so you've got X amount, it's a thing, and yet they hit you with.
I don't know. I get it when Netflix says, remember when they had okay, do you want 1 DVD or 2 DVDs? Then you added streaming, that was extra.
Right.
You dropped DVDs, and now they're like, do you want 4K for extra?
Well, or do you want to have it on? Do you want it available on one device or unlimited devices?
Unlimited,
and
exactly. So I get that. That makes sense. But do you want to watch Orange is the New Black? Do you want to watch Lost in Space when it comes out? Oh, that's an extra 50 cents.
Yeah, do you want to watch it the first 2 weeks of release? It's an extra.
Well, that's what, dude, that's what Comcast is doing now. Have you paid, do you rent movies much off Comcast?
No, not at all. Ever.
That's all we ever rent movies from. And now it's for 2 weeks.
Oh, you can only buy them.
You can only buy them.
Oh, yeah.
That sucks. Cause there was Last Jedi came out and I was and there's a couple nights, couple beers, and I'm like, it's only $20.
It's only $20. I will watch it.
I put that in the jukebox at Selena's, and I'm trying to justify it in my head, and I'm and I won't do it because you don't own it. It just sits on your Comcast hard drive.
Right.
It's like iTunes, right? Want to take it with me?
AMC is challenging MoviePass too. They've got their own subscription service.
Oh, we've been
now,
waiting
too.
for that.
So
I mean,
for
that's
$20 a month, you get 3 movies a week, and you get the premium Dolby or D-Box.
D-Box
included.
sucks.
It does.
See a MoviePass. Yeah, I mean, AMC's hated MoviePass since from the get go.
Well, it's another middleman for them. I mean, what's there? I never knew what they on Fandango and stuff. Do they like those? Movietickets.com and all that?
I don't understand why AMC hates them though, because they still get full price for the ticket.
Right, but so it's not the issue that's not the issue. The issue they had was MoviePass's business model, which is then let's go back and hit up the movie theaters and go, hey, you're getting all this money from concession sales, theoretically. You should give us a cut. No, that's not how that works. That's not how any of this works.
And I guess sad news in the world. I mean, we found out that the old man from Pawn Stars passed away.
I haven't watched an episode of that in 5 years.
He was why
he was hilarious.
He reminded me of my dad.
I feel like the last episode I watched was when they redid his caddy.
Oh yeah,
that was probably
that
the last
guy
one.
reminded me of my dad so much.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, so, rest in peace. And then Comic Book Man.
I was gonna say now sadder news.
Yeah,
is that,
not sadder. Let's be relative here.
Comedy is when it happens to you. Tragedy is when it happens to
right. But if you ever AMC's Comic Book Man, our friends Ming and Mike with Walt and Brian Johnson and Kevin Smith got canceled. Now here's where I think it gets shitty, Dave, and you can add the conspiracy part in it. I was reading Walt Flanagan's Instagram.
Okay.
And he said we were at 96 episodes, just 4
syndication
short of
is at 100.
Yep. And I'm like, you'd think
AMC would want that money.
Yeah, because I mean, that's when you get into Friends money, that's some money.
Interesting.
Right.
I wonder if it's one of those things where conspiracy theories. Like, did Kevin negotiate the deal up front that if it hit syndication, something higher kicked in?
He gets all the money.
Yeah, it's possible.
Which makes you think, I mean, now here's the thing. Does it all have to be on one network to hit syndication? Can the Ion network now pick up the last 4?
I believe it is single network distribution for syndication rights.
The network has to bundle it up,
but I believe because the syndicate, I believe the original network still owns stuff, but I'm not. Yeah, I'm not sure. I am not an entertainment lawyer.
Whatever it is, that sucks because those guys, they were in 50, 60, 70 countries. I mean, this was an internet. This was not just a local little small thing. This was, and it was a fun watch. So, I mean, that kind of
sucks.
entertaining.
It was good seeing those guys.
Absolutely.
So, we've talked every now and then about, Disney and Star Wars and fan sites and all that fun stuff. Well, Warner Brothers, is apparently cracking down on Harry Potter cons.
I didn't even know there was one.
Apparently there are a lot of them. and Warner Brothers would like people to stop having them because, you know, and as they put it, and it's the same. I remember when Lucasfilm went round and round with Star Wars fan sites and that kind of stuff not last year, but a decade ago at this point. You know, they have to enforce, you know, their trademarks or they lose the right to enforce them. And
so what? They're going to start hanging out on Halloween now at Comic-Cons?
Probably.
I mean, that's a stupid thing to just single out one thing where it's being done everywhere with everyone. Shouldn't you be happy
that it's going on? You would think so,
right?
But what do I know? I got nothing.
I hate people.
It's a thing.
Speaking of hating people, we have all seen the dumb petitions of all time.
Yes.
This one I think takes the cake. Dave's like his quote unquote butthurt
fanboys.
They have a petition circulating
and a GoFundMe campaign.
Well, that money's gone. Thanks for the new car. To remake The Last Jedi.
Yes, because it's not bad enough that they should boycott Solo, which, that's working out well for you. It's not because let's keep track now. All of the butthurt fanboys that have caved and gone to see Solo have said what, Bob?
It's great.
Jackasses.
So you know what? Maybe this happened back in the day with the Hulk. Remember the crappy Eric Bana version,
right?
And then you got the one with Edward Norton,
and then Ang Lee, and then
right. And it's like 4 years later. Hey, another Hulk, but no, not nothing like that Hulk. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, literally, you're gonna The Last Jedi.
Yeah, they wanted something like $370 million to remake the movie before Mark Hamill gets too old, and they could and George Lucas could still do it because here's how stupid this is.
Hey guys, we were kidding. Here's the real one.
Well, no, but so here's how stupid this is. George Lucas sold everything Star Wars to Disney. George Lucas could not make this movie if he wanted to. I don't care if you handed him a check for $370 million and said, go make it, because I assure you Disney would sue him for more than $370 million.
They own all they make fan films pretty decent these days. Go make your little
it yourself.
Exactly.
Go have fun.
With and whatever it is that you wanted to happen, make that happen.
Right.
You know.
There's a guy that walks around Motor City Comic Con that looks a lot like Mark Hamill in The Last Jedi.
That guy does.
Hire him.
Right.
I'm sure he'd love to
throw
do
the
it.
Abe Lincoln guy in there too.
Yeah, be good with it.
Right.
They're all there.
The one thing that got me, and this one hit home a little bit, because I'm not going to lie, I'm getting there as a human being. Forbes put out an interesting article on, you know, we always talk about hiring in the tech industry, hire, and underemployment security, underemployment coding, and .NET. But no one really ever talks about burnout in the tech industry. And the story that kind of hit home was this guy higher up in the IT world. His 5-year-old painted a family portrait and did not include his father. His dad walked into work the very next day and quit.
Wow.
Exactly. And he went back and looked, and he's been running 100-hour weeks on salary, on call, right? Basically, don't even know my family anymore. And, you know, this is becoming a thing. I mean, I know a guy who's a CISO for a pretty damn big company, just decided to walk. He's been out for 7 months. He says the happiest I've ever been. He lost like 30 pounds. It looks great, you know, and it's like, you know, I just feel good. Like he's just smiling.
Is this your way of building up to telling us you're quitting your job, Bob?
No. No. For anyone listening, know that I work with. For everybody else, I'd love, not everybody dreams, dude, everybody dreams every day of walking in and, like, you know, take this job and shove it.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. F you.
Right.
You're cool. F you. I'm out.
But that's the you know, and how far is too far, right? Where they're overworking, you know, as a country, we're overworked nobody takes vacation anymore.
Well, and even when you do, you have your, like, literally, I think the last time I unplugged was 2005, went to Hawaii for 2 weeks, brought my laptop with me, literally did not touch it. Other than to, I think, like every third day, I would dump photos from the digital camera off onto the laptop so I could empty it out. And then the night before flying back, just to like get a look at email and what I was flying back to. Other than that,
I can't. I mean, when we go to Mexico, I usually clean out my inbox
Yeah.
when my wife's in the shower. So I know that's like an hour and a half that I'm just going to sit there and watch soccer or whatever anyway. So I'm just
watching Sábado Gigante Internacional.
Baseball. So I clean out my inbox because I don't want to come home to 1,000 emails.
Like I'm here and I'm working, and I literally, if I go look at my laptop, before I walked into this room, I had 342 ish unread emails.
Ugh.
Like that's just my life.
All spam from the crap you buy.
And Google's really good about filtering that crap out. I don't have a whole lot of that. That's the scary part.
The Rage On and it's all the crap, the T-shirts and
that's true.
Every one-off thing I ever buy.
It's all the shipping updates from all the damn T-shirts.
But like that's a 4-hour day if you want to just like hit the unsubscribe. Like I'm gonna go through all these emails that come in every day, and I'm gonna unsubscribe. I mean that's like a half a day.
Yeah.
To just granted it needs to be done, but.
Who got time for that?
Yeah, and then
quick hack: just make a filter that searches for the word unsubscribe. Dump it all into the trash.
No, but they're all different.
No, but like they all have the unsubscribe link.
Oh
at the bottom,
yeah.
So just
gone.
But there are some of them that I want.
Okay, put them into a folder. Go look for the ones you want.
You're not helping. Shut up, Randy.
But then, so this is an interesting one too. We'll end up with this with Amazon.
I kind of thought I can't figure out if this is a good thing or bad thing.
No, I mean. So dive in on this because I want to get your input on this. So basically what happened is like I'm in sales. I've been on performance improvement, right? Basically what happened was Amazon decided someone was
and they named it Pivot is the name of the program.
It's an awful name. But what happened was they said, okay, we're going to fire you with severance. You can go on performance improvement. I think it was 2 weeks or a month.
Yeah.
Where you have to hit these things, milestones, whatever it is to keep your job. Or you can go to a like Thunderdome-esque peer review where your coworkers are basically going to be like, yeah, this person sucks, or no, they're really good. And kind of
I'm picturing the opening of Superman 2.
Yeah. With
me when I had to go to the Catholic tribunal, like just giant heads floating out of mirrors. Guilty.
Right. But so they're giving them these kind of choices now, like here, choose your fate. Like spin the wheel, make the deal, and I don't know what to make of it.
Choose your destiny.
Yeah, for a gulag. Like I don't know what to make of it. Is this a good thing? Like, but they're giving them the choice, and I'm like, oh, so like it's basically choose what's in the box because you can take severance pay and get fired,
or would you like door number 2?
Right, or you can get fired by your peers and you get nothing, absolutely nothing. Right, so it's almost like this stupid.
And you don't get to pick which peers.
No. So like I like, literally, yeah, you got that cringy face that I got when I read this. I'm like,
it's like pick your own adventure,
right?
But not really.
Yeah,
can
you keep your thumb
with your life?
But can you keep your thumb on the page like choose your own adventure? No, I didn't mean that one. I meant go back.
We're gonna blindfold you, put you on the back of a donkey, and then throw you away in the desert. Like,
let's pull this.
Yeah,
ask the crowd.
Like honestly, at that point, I would probably just say, just
give me the severance. I'm out. I get it. You don't want me here. I don't want to be here. I'm cool.
Right. You made it clear that you don't want me here. And if my peers, by some imagination, they say yes, which they won't.
You still don't want me here.
Right. They won't. Yeah. Who says, they're really good. Unless you're like a techie that's really good, no one wants you around. Like, let's be honest. Like, that guy fixes stuff. Keep him. Like,
who's doing this? Amazon's doing this?
Yeah. Like at corporate, not the warehouses, right? But
Amazon's ruthless.
Seriously, they got
ruthless.
They're gaming. Like they're we're hiring everyone.
Yeah.
But now we hold all everything. Like,
yeah.
We hold all the keys. Right. I don't know. Fire me. Get it
I don't know. Speaking of holding all the keys.
Speaking of holding all the keys, we're going to be back with Matt Ridenour from Tab's cool software program, talking about keeping track of schools. This is the IT in the D show.
Hey, we'll be right back.
IT in the D. Read, meet, listen. Networking Detroit, one beer at a time.
Hey, this is John Schneider from Nip Tuck Smallville, the haves and the have-nots. Oh, Dr. Quinn, Hot in Cleveland, Secret Life of the American Teenager, and just about everything you can possibly imagine. And oh yeah, the Dukes of Hazzard. You're listening to Bob and Dave. It's the IT in the D show.
ITinthed.com.
Welcome back, segment 2, episode 253 of the IT in the D show. We're hanging out here in Studio 1 in Podcast Detroit, beautiful Royal Oak, Michigan. It's Bob the Sales Guy, Dave the Geek, Randy. I'm doing the Twitter's Walker. Find us online, itinthed.com, because we are IT in the D.
And you're still not. You're not.
You're cute.
You're not.
Muy, muy. This segment is brought to you by our friends at IT Pro TV. Whether you are starting out or a seasoned IT professional, IT Pro TV is the only source you need. Learn the skills to pass the most in-demand IT certs from entry-level to advanced with engaging host, talk show style format. They call it binge-worthy learning. Their extensive course library includes CEH V9, Version 9, CISA, CompTIA, A+, Mac Certified Support Professional, and more. There's no need to leave home. Stream courses live and on demand from your desktop, mobile device, Apple TV, Roku, and Fire TV. How cool is that? Do us a favor. Visit itpro.tv/IT and use the code capitals IT in the D to try it free for 7 days and then receive 30% off your monthly membership for the lifetime of your subscription. Premium subscriptions, which include unlimited Kaplan practice exams and virtual labs, are normally $857 per year, but when you use the code IT in the D, you'll pay only $600 per year. Standard subscriptions and corporate are also available. Choose a plan, create an account, enjoy the journey. Visit itpro.tv/IT in the D and use code IT in the D. That's IT in the D. And we thank them for sponsoring our show.
Yeah, I took a look. It's actually kind of cool stuff.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely a next level
Yeah.
with the on-demand learning and all that.
Yeah, no, very cool stuff.
Love it, yeah. So, hey, we are joined by, corrected my pronunciation, I apologize.
It's all about the syllable
I know.
process, Bob.
Matt Ridenour is in the house
There you go.
from Tabs, and we got a little description of what you do, and it looked intriguing, and we welcome you. Thanks for coming on the show.
Well, thanks so much, guys. So, yeah, it's Matt Ridenour, and I'm one of the co-founders of a company called Solutions for Teachers. I'm a teacher myself, as well as my team teacher. We've been teaching for 25 years-ish in this area. And we came up with this piece of software back in 2014. We spent 4 years kind of researching and developing and building. It's called Tabs, Tracking Appropriate Behaviors. There's a bunch of features in here, but everybody seems to want to talk about the lockdown component.
Absolutely.
So, the way this works, Tabs is a school climate piece of software. Schools will use this to kind of track kids' movement through the school, their behaviors on a daily basis from teacher to teacher. But also,
speaking of Fourth Amendment,
right. Well,
you have no rights. You're a student.
You're a student. Yeah.
We want to know, if a student's having a problem, this particular day, we can intervene, and maybe, head something off at the pass before it gets out of control. And the lockdown feature, of course, is a way for a building principal or his designee to initiate an all-call lockdown without using the public address system. We're pushing through our app so that everyone in the building that's an adult gets that notification that something's going on. It could be any emergency. A shooter in the school is the big one, of course, but might be a fire or some incident that's outside of the school where we're just closing our doors and making sure that nobody comes and goes. So the lockdown component is a big deal, but I think I can explain that a little bit later because it'll make more sense once I explain the way the whole thing works.
Sure.
If that's okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So Tabs, it's a 4 components to it. Basically your school principal is setting up a school climate. They're establishing the kinds of behaviors that they want to, track in their school, whether they're negative or positive. They're also creating the kinds of passes that kids can leave the room for. At the moment, we're all writing as teachers. We're writing, a pass on paper, or we're giving them some sort of token that says, "Here, you can go to the bathroom with this token and then come back."
The giant toilet seat.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a giant piece of wood.
Right.
Yep. And we have these big placards that say our name on them, so that when the security guard runs into us, they know which classroom we're coming from. So, basically, we've created digital hall passes. And on the front end of our software, teachers can take attendance with our app. So when they log in, the app is already pulled up and it's got their schedule. When the hour starts, they just go tap, tap, tap through their list and mark who's absent, who's tardy, hit submit, and that creates a spreadsheet, a master spreadsheet for the whole school. which is actually kind of a cool thing. You know, right now, if I could lift the curtain on a teacher's life, at the beginning of the hour, we have to take attendance. It's the number one thing we've got to do. Well, you take attendance, so you've got your laptop open and you're teaching a lesson off of your
Bueller.
smartboard. Yeah, exactly.
Bueller.
And then Ferris Bueller comes in late, and now I've got to go back to my laptop and I've got to update my attendance. But I was already using my laptop for a lesson I'm teaching on my smartboard.
Right.
So I got to freeze my lesson, slide it to the side, take attendance again, and then resume my lesson, right? So the way this app works, I pull my phone out of my pocket, I update my attendance, and now my spreadsheet, a new spreadsheet goes to my central office, my attendance secretary. So the attendance part actually kind of sets the field of play. The students that are absent, I can't write passes.
I was going to say, like, so is there some integration with that central office that, hey, so and so's out sick today, so if they don't show up in this classroom at this time, no big deal.
Right. Yeah. So now all of a sudden we can see a master list. Okay, this student isn't here. That's not a problem. So, and then we can update that as we go. So this student walks in late, you know, whatever,
or went home sick,
or went home.
Yeah.
Exactly. So now, the rest of the students in my class, the ones that are present, whether they were tardy or just here the whole time, they're in play. And now I could write a digital hall pass for that student. I can mark behaviors for that student as well. So the digital hall passes are actually really cool. So the principal is going to set up whatever passes they want to allow in the building. They create their own categories. Most everybody's going to use a restroom or a lavatory, but they also have counselor passes they can create, teacher to teacher passes. So if I've got a student that I want to hold extra time for a test, I can ping their next teacher and make sure it's okay before I hold that student late. And then when the next teacher, the second hour teacher, goes to take attendance, they can't mark that person absent because they'll see right on their list that they're on a teacher to teacher pass. And then the big deal, the reason that we wrote this software in the first place is the PBIS program. In school, we're kind of pushing for this kind of positive behavior support system, trying to encourage the positive behaviors. And eliminate the negatives.
Is that with just candy giving that out?
Yeah, well, that's one way to do it. It really is. You should see them with a little piece of candy. Whew.
I couldn't imagine. I'm taking a sidestep right now. I got 2 kids in middle school, and I can't imagine. Everyone's got a cell phone, and once in a while I'll get a text from my kid at school, and I'm like, why are you texting me at school? And like this whole like so help me God, if I find out that you're using this in your class, I'll kill you. Yeah. But this has got to be, is this a huge problem going on right now with kids heads down?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a horrendous issue. We're all tied to our phones, right? Doesn't matter what age you are.
Right.
You and I were sitting here a little while ago, just looking at our phones, doing our thing.
Yeah.
Well, kids are the same way. And so, especially with the social, the Snapchat and GroupMe and WhatsApp. And,
right.
They are all over everything. So it's definitely a problem. But, I think that the more progressive schools are starting to embrace cell phones, and rather than wasting all of their time trying to eliminate that use, let's put it to good use and try to corral it.
Well, Faraday cages for everyone.
No, that's what I told. I go, hey, have you guys created like Slack rooms or anything for your classes? I go, that'd be kind of cool. They're like, what is that? And I'm like, well, this is kind of they do it in college, Google Sheets and sharing notes. I go, just don't be that kid that uploads all the notes and all the kids take them off you because it's in too lazy to read format. I go, but yeah, that's one thing I'm going to stress on my kid is like, hey, get like 4 of your friends and create like Slack rooms for each of your classes. I mean, then I get looking at your phone. But the Snapchat thing, it's got to drive everybody bananas.
Yeah, I can always see that kind of glossy glare on their faces when they're, I'm a band director and I teach music. So every kid's got a music stand in front of them, right? The perfect hiding tool. So you can, I just look for the gloss on their foreheads to know who's using their phones.
Johnson, what? I'm paying attention.
But so the next feature that PBIS thing is it's the biggest part of our software, and it's a way for schools to create the climate that they want. That we have positive behaviors and we have negative behaviors. And what's cool about it is that principal is creating that list. And they also assign point values to all of the things. So, maybe if I'm helpful to others, that's worth a point in this system. Or maybe if I'm disruptive in the classroom, that's worth minus a point in this system. And so if we kind of tease out the positive side of this, you can.
And now we have to gamify school.
Yeah, totally.
I tell you, that's where it's at. We've got apps for, quizzing students in class and turning into Jeopardy and all that kind of stuff. So, Twitter polls and whatnot. We definitely are gamifying school. And I think that's, teachers are getting savvy to using games to, keep kids engaged.
Multiple choice is going to turn into a first-person shooter with a VR thing like A, B, C, or D. Big cool.
It'd be like Duck Hunt.
Right, exactly.
So, on this system, as we gain positive points, the students can use that as a bank format, right? They might take it and use it to redeem points for a school shirt or maybe some field trip. We're doing positive rewards. Every school is. Talking with my hands like you told me not to. Sorry.
Talking with your hands was fine. It was the pounding on the table. Exactly.
Sorry. So, we're all using positive rewards. We might say, okay, if you don't get in trouble this trimester, you can go to this, this movie or whatever it is, and then we just are trying to find creative ways to keep track of getting in trouble.
So interestingly enough, so I've been talking with a lot of teachers lately because I've got a couple that live on the street and they're always like hanging out, drinking, that kind of stuff. How do you avoid what seems to be what's going on in at least several schools that I know of, where it's like the actually good kids are kind of getting screwed by systems like that?
Yes.
Because it's the kids with the shitty attitudes that, that don't show up, that are always acting up, that are the quote unquote bad kids that get rewarded for just not being dicks. Hey, you didn't punch someone today. Here's a gold star.
Right. I can't stand that stuff. Yeah, that's one of my pet peeves. Absolutely. I want to reward good behavior, not bad behavior, and absolutely. It's a big deal. And I think what you have to do as a school, if you're using a system like this, you want to incentivize the right kinds of behaviors. You have to look at what is that? How do you qualify what is a good behavior, helpful to others or whatever it happens to be. You need to create a system that students actually want to participate in. For most of us, it's like an a la carte menu. It's like a applesauce cup or something ridiculous, Ooh.
Yeah, no, I'm good. You can keep
it's
that.
Not really an incentive,
I don't really want it. I'm good.
So, but yeah,
pudding cup. I'm up for applesauce.
So that is the thing. You definitely have to be wise about how you create your positive system so that you're not rewarding kids for just not being bad. And then on the negative side of that, this is where it really helps out. We're all looking for ways to jump in early and catch the kid that may be asking for help in, ways that are disruptive to the rest of the class. And so we have set up our system so that there are interventions along the way. So you're creating your negative point system, and you might say, all right, at minus 10 points, if this triggers an email to the parents that says, hey, heads up, your student has some negative points, and, this is the behavior report, so that we're having some issues in school. And then the next intervention is an email, say, just fictional, but minus 20 points. An email goes to the parent, but also to the counselor, so that the counselor can then intervene before it goes to the office level. So now we're trying to jump in early and get these kids some help before it really comes to a head. So then finally the last stage would be an office referral, and got to see the principal.
Right.
And that's all automated.
My high school was always the vice principal. That's who you were afraid of.
Well, yeah.
It wasn't the principal. It was the vice principal. He was the heavy.
How do you handle smart Alex who game the system by doing a bunch of good stuff to get bonus points, and then
everybody's going to game the system.
So they can,
that's part of gamifying.
Screw up big time and
sure. Absolutely they're going to game the system. It's just that's a matter of training with teachers.
Going to be a jerk for the first 2 weeks. And then be an angel.
And show my turnaround, show my growth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got most improved.
Yeah, absolutely. But, that's just a training thing. That's something that your staff has to recognize when a student is behaving that way.
This was totally a Black Mirror episode.
I didn't see it.
It was the one where it was all about the interactions and the ratings, and every interaction you got rated on, and all.
It was
that
the Seth
kind of stuff.
MacFarlane, the Star Trek show too.
Yeah, the Orville Reddit.
Orville, yeah.
Okay, so
hi, we're nerds.
Hi, we do
Yeah,
that. Sorry.
But we already live in that Black Mirror episode, don't we?
Oh yeah, some of them are a
it's
lot closer to
definitely
reality
reality.
and now than
Yeah, I guess the technology that you're building kind of brings that to, the students' realities, I suppose. So it's not so much social, but it's bringing, what's already hot outside of school into school.
Yeah,
That's how I'm
bringing it down to
understanding
that education level. Yeah. So now all of that comes together, right? As a school, what we call a school climate tool. The principal is trying to curb some of the negative things that are happening, and they identify those. Everything in our software is customizable. So they maybe they look at their school population and say, "Man, we have a real problem with swearing in the halls." Or running in the halls, or misbehavior. We have disrespect issues. Whatever it is, they create those categories, and then
or
they
kids
try to curb them.
vaping in the bathroom with
The
buying stuff
vaping
from
in the
eliquid.com,
all these things. And now
Eliquid.com does not condone smoking by minors or vaping.
You guys are tough. All right.
Yeah, you didn't get this at WJR, did you?
Yeah, no, I did not. No, I did not. All right. And so, the principal sees a dashboard that's showing the behaviors that they've chosen to track, right? So, I can look at my negative behaviors and see if they're trending down, and I can kind of install some policies and even some competitions between groups. I might take the sophomores and first the juniors and say, okay, sophomores versus the juniors this month for whatever it is. And they can offer these little kind of mini incentives to curb whatever behaviors it is they're trying to fix.
In my head, I'm just seeing like a South Park-esque assembly that nobody pays attention to.
Right.
Hey, sophomores, this week.
So is this all the information that's inputted? That's all done via crowdsourcing, right? This isn't is there any automation that's involved with putting the information into this?
Yeah, I mean, you said it's customizable. Is there a base set of data that comes with it that you can tweak, or is it just like hey, here's your school, it's an empty box, go?
Yeah, so it's a blank slate, and they set up in a kind of step order how they want things to go, and I give them a kind of some ideas for what they might put in there, and that's kind of a springboard for them to have a staff discussion about what they're working on and what they want to fix.
Got it.
So that's, I give them kind of some ideas, but I really want every school to have their own ability to modify everything.
Sure.
So, and that kind of brings it around to the lockdown concept. So when we're using this technology, when we're using something like this, habitually every single day, the cell phone becomes part of our teaching. The lockdown is that much more effective. So the way it works is a principal initiates that lockdown. They push out to the security team, the teachers, and the counselors in the building. Every kind of the adults in the space. They push out that there's a lockdown. They have a message space where they can indicate what kind of a lockdown it is, and then the teachers, the counselors, and the security team, they have to reply to that as whether they're safe or whether they need help. And now a spreadsheet is showing up on the administrator's screen, showing all of the people that they've pushed out to. And the teachers that mark themselves as safe are kind of bubbling down to the bottom of the list. And the people that need help are coming up to the top of the list. And that kind of, what we've created is kind of a flashpoint information system so that we can quickly figure out where the problem is and get our first responders in to, rectify whatever's going on.
Interesting.
So how do we learn more about what you're doing online?
Well, or more to the point, how does a school reach out and say, yeah, I'm intrigued?
Absolutely. So we have our website, which is solutionsforteachers.com. And we have two products on there. Again, I said we're band directors. The first piece of software we ever built was for band, and that's called AIM, or an acronym kind of company, I guess. But AIM is Achievement in Music. Yeah.
Every company is an acronym company.
Right. So AIM is Achievement in Music, and you can find that there too if you're a band director. But solutionsforteachers.com is super easy. And then you can email me, hello@solutionsforteachers.com, and that's how you get me.
Very cool. I'm kind of intrigued. I like it. I got 2 kids in school.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, you think about, sending your kids to school every day, and I'm not trying to freak you out, but, every day I drive into school, the first thing I think when I get to that school is okay. What's today going to be like?
Mm-hmm.
You just anymore. You just don't know.
I've always said there are two things in this world that like would scare the ever living shit out of me if I had to deal with them, and one is dating, and two is high scholl.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even. Like I don't get it.
High school kids are really cool. You got to get to know them, but they're really cool. Yeah.
I'll take your word for it.
I mean, I got nieces and nephews. I like them.
Yeah.
I got an incoming freshman, so I'm not looking for it.
No, they're cool. My oldest son is going to be a sophomore next year. But
yeah, we have one of the show hosts here is a high school teacher. But I think it's band, maybe band English for sure.
Band English, one of those.
Yeah, the only thing that's concerning is that I got a 5'10" blonde going into high school. At least I know she'll beat the hell out of anyone. So at least I got that going for me. Yeah. But hey, Matt, appreciate the time spent. Solutionsforteachers.com.
Very cool.
Look forward to follow, keep in touch with us as things progress, and anything changes. We'd love to have you back in the future.
Great. Okay. Thanks for the time, guys. Appreciate it.
Very Absolutely. Cool. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to be back with Sola talking about Social Media Day. This is the IT and the D Show.
We'll be right back.
IT and the D. Read, meet, listen. Networking Detroit. One beer at a time.
Hi, I'm Brittany Daniel from The Game, and you're listening to IT and the D Show.
ITinthed.com.
I can't say no, and I don't really want to, so I'm...
Welcome back. Segment 3, episode 253. This is the one and only IT in the D Show, broadcasting live here in Studio One in Podcast Detroit. Beautiful Royal Oak, Michigan. Bob the Sales Guy, Dave the Geek, Randy, I do the Tuners Walker. Find us online, ITinthed.com, and do us a favor. Give us a like on the socials and subscribe to us everywhere fine podcasts are sold.
Hey, so introducing the Huawei MateBook X Pro, winner of 27 awards at Mobile World Congress, including Best of Show Laptop, Best Innovation, Best Design, Editor's Choice, and Reader's Choice. With Windows Hello, you can unlock your Huawei MateBook X Pro with a touch of your fingerprint, so it's secure, fast, and no password to remember. Huawei MateBook X Pro, now available at Microsoft stores, Amazon, and Newegg.com. For a limited time, get a free $300 gift card with purchase. Visit a Microsoft store near you today.
Which one's the nearest one to us?
Southfield?
No.
Somerset.
Somerset. Yeah. I like it at Somerset. The last of the indoor malls.
It really is.
Yeah, they're all going away.
Now they're all outdoor malls where people feel okay bringing their effing dogs.
Wasn't it the point? Yeah. Like when it rains, that's the place, go to the mall.
Yeah.
No, you can't because it's raining.
Because it's outside.
Right.
Defeats the purpose.
Right. And then you got to park everywhere and you got to look out for traffic.
Asshats.
Yeah, seriously.
Way to ruin malls.
Right.
Guys.
Speaking of ruining malls, we got Sola. No, I'm kidding. We always do bad segues. I'm just being funny.
The look she just got. We need video rolling just for that side eye.
This is wait, how many times have you been here before? This is I think it's your 4th or 5th time you've been here.
I think it's the 4th.
Yeah. Well, welcome back. It's
Jen
always
been
nice
here
to have you.
yet. The last time she was on was in the old Ferndale
No,
studio.
you've been in
It's
the
my
studio.
first time in the studio.
Stop.
It is. Truly.
We suck.
Hey.
Well, no, notice we're getting lazier. We
Easy on
went from the
yourself.
4th floor to the 2nd floor to the first to now a single story. Like
And now the new one, and then DSDT is in the basement,
right?
And now the new one in the shipping container place is back up on the 2nd floor.
But there's an elevator.
There's
there.
an elevator. So
The container place. What were you referring to?
The one in
the one on Cass Corridor,
Detroit Shipping Company.
Okay. Yes.
We're building out a new studio there. It's not really a secret.
I was gonna say,
why are you talking about it forever?
When is it opening?
Gonna finish
July.
it off this week.
July.
Yeah, so the plaza itself is going to be opening. Like they're doing soft openings, I think, starting July 6th-ish.
Okay.
And I think like the opening is July 30th. And Bob is going to be so excited for us to be there. He is, because one of the big things that's going on that night is Slow Roll is kicking off there.
You were here June 27th last year. I have a picture.
Oh.
Okay.
She must
was
think
in the studio.
In this studio.
Really? I thought it was the Ferndale one.
Okay,
Okay, just kidding. I have been in the studio before.
Mandela
apparently.
effect.
She got into the liquor cabinet that night.
Mandela effect.
Right.
We all forgot.
Maybe it's because you guys are like family now, right? Like
Exactly.
I've seen you so much that it's like
You can just call the day of and be on the show. You know.
email.
She
Exactly.
didn't. I reached out and asked her.
So for anyone that's unaware, if you've been living under a rock, talk to us about what Social Media Day is, and we'll go from there.
Yes, Social Media Day is an annual celebration of the digital revolution. So it's was started 9 years ago, which I believe is 2010, I think, was the first year, started by Mashable, digital magazine, big. So this year is going to be the 9th year it's happening here in Detroit, and it's a global celebration. So there are people around the world celebrating Social Media Day, from Bahrain to India to, right around the corner in Windsor. We've actually been tuning back and forth with the Canucks.
Cool.
There. So yeah, it's a global holiday.
Tim Hortons for everyone. Yeah.
Yeah. The good maple donuts.
Exactly. Oh my God, they're so much better over there.
It's true. They don't allow the good ones over here. They're all over there, eh? And you got to get whatever.
It was better than warm
There's a
Krispy
tariff
Kreme.
on them.
I know. There is now.
Yeah.
So we're going to tax your steel. Yeah, we're going to tariff your donuts.
Right.
You want to cause a revolution in blue collar America? Boycott. There's a donut import.
Make my donuts more.
Sorry, Krispy Kreme.
It's a thing. So the event's Saturday. And
Yeah, this event's a Saturday.
Yeah, so I got to it's at night.
It's at night. It's at
On
night.
a Saturday.
On a Saturday. Well, it's a great chance for people to get out and have a little bit of education, but mix in with great party environment and fun. So we decided to do it in the evening. Usually it has been in the evening, but it's typically been completely free event and
right.
Seriously, mostly a party. But we've talked to our community members and the Social Media Association Michigan members. They would love to have some education incorporated into Social Media Day. So I believe you were there with us last year as well.
Yep.
We live broadcasted like that 18-person
panel discussion. Yeah.
I think that was
that was 2 years ago.
2016.
Yeah.
At a casino.
Yeah. But what we're trying to do as we move forward is to really make the event something that provides value for our community, as well as, the community at large who are interested in digital, or maybe even just want to come and have some fun. So, this Saturday is just about that. So the first 2 hours.
We can't really help with informative, but we're great with fun.
It's going to be a lovely layer of fun over every educational point. So, there are going to be 2 panels, short panels, and a little bit of Q&A after.
With dwarfs, short panels. Sorry.
Danny's running them.
Yeah.
Brief panels. Brief correction.
Sorry.
But yes, they're going to be brief panels, about 30 minutes long, with 15-minute Q&A following that, and then of course a nice 15-minute break between each. So, and then after that, it's just partying and having fun.
And it's a tech town.
It's a tech town. It's a tech town from 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. So registration begins at 5:30. It'll take place in the garage area. And, there'll be food, there'll be drinks. Every ticket gets 2 drink tickets.
Sold.
And there will be a bar from 5:30 to 9:30. So one of the panel discussions will be specifically on GDPR,
right?
And the pending legislation,
which is supposed to be taking care of all those unsubscribe links for me, Randy.
Right?
Kind of, sort of ish. I actually like getting those alerts because it actually shows me that these particular brands or organizations that I follow are on top of their shit, So, and it's only a matter of time before this regulation comes to the States. This is kind of really like I feel the first wave of really focusing on consumer privacy, and giving us more power over our data. Cause really at the end of the day, who owns the data? Right. That's really the big question here.
Well, I think, that's one of the kind of the gray areas is, so if you're not paying for a service, you kind of are the service.
Exactly.
And if you are willingly Facebook, if you are willingly and voluntarily uploading your entire life to a place that you don't own and you don't control, is it really their fault that stuff happens?
Well, the thing I believe though is that no one reads the terms of use.
Right.
And it was also because of the language, the legal jargon that's in them. So part of it is just simplifying that language so that people actually know exactly what they're giving up. But I think we're just kind of wired to just go through the process and go through that flow and get.
No one ever reads a EULA.
Exactly.
Give me the TDLR version, the 2 days you didn't read.
Yeah.
Or explain it like I'm 5. Can you do it that way?
Right.
Which would be even better.
Yeah. Well, no one really wants to know what a 3-syllable long word that only legal
right
folks know is. basically the idea is to simplify these policies, right? So that we understand exactly how our data is being used. Facebook already started to integrate some of this into their like really into the interactions, right? The flows that are already exist on the platform, but not within their terms.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a couple of notices lately about, hey, someone you're not friends with liked a post that you shared, and it's something that I may have tagged Bob in.
Okay.
For example, and one of his friends liked it that I'm not friends with, and they're like, hey, just so you know, this happened. Do you want to review your privacy settings? And da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, I mean, yes. So there's that. There's more of that surfacing up, but the user interface itself has also changed. If you look at your privacy, click your privacy button in the top right hand corner, you'll see how much more simplified language is there, just to help you understand exactly what you're doing when you're clicking off that button and clicking off this button.
Right.
And now when they roll out particular features, they do ask you, do you want this? Then you have to accept, you have to opt into them.
Yeah, they keep trying to force me to
to
download local, and I'm not downloading
Download what?
Local.
Oh yeah.
Like why does Facebook have 87 apps?
Local, really?
I don't get it.
Well, I think their strategy was to have own as much screen space
right
on your first screen.
That was Foursquare, wasn't it? Local was trying to combat Foursquare back in the day, and then it never took off.
Might have been. They're trying to push it again.
Yeah, get out of here with that. I love it.
I remember Foursquare. I remember.
We only loved Foursquare because we would try to be the mayors of each other's houses.
I was.
Wow, talk about privacy.
Yeah, I was the mayor of Bob's house.
He was the mayor.
And there was a big fight going on. Like, I got to go to Muldoon's because I just lost the mayorship. It was ridiculous. Like, that's where we would drink, was where we weren't.
Speaking of gamification,
I know, right?
That's hilarious.
My alcoholism sponsored by
Foursquare,
right?
Too bad they don't gamify that anymore, right? Too much.
Not as much anymore. No,
it was fun.
No, it was fun.
And then they changed
it. And then you could be a
Swarm.
Duke, and there were
No one checks in on Yelp because it's stupid.
Now everybody hates Yelp,
right? But like you didn't, it was like check in and you get like free pretzels.
Like everybody hates Yelp. Yeah, the conference is partially sponsored by Yelp.
Well, Yelp I think is really cool. I always use it for food, actually, because I love food.
No,
so
we hate it.
Somewhere new.
But where did I look for bars on Friday night in downtown Detroit?
True.
Where when I go to Chicago, where do I look for, what's around here? Yelp.
Bob, why are you turning into a 24-year-old?
Because I was.
Because he likes it. This is how he sound.
But it's true though. What that we use it, but we hate. It's one of those don't tell your friends. It's like riding a moped.
It's a moped.
Yeah.
Hey, I like Yelp. I love Yelp.
We like Yelp.
We don't like the reviewers.
The people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I never really
like the data. Hate the people.
I really like the first 5 of them, and that's about it because I like to have a good day. So.
Right. No, and we wrote.
Don't read the comments on any newspaper
don't
story
read
ever.
Comments, period.
Oh, it's toxic. And there's a restaurant I really want to lay out, and I'm just not going to. It's not worth my time. You know what I mean? It's like one of those things where someone else might really like it, and just because I had a bad experience doesn't mean I'm going to turn it away from someone else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
But if usually when I review, I usually do especially when I do TripAdvisors when I go on vacation.
Yeah.
I said, hey, if you're going there, this is the top 5 things to make it an easier, to get around. Go here for this, go, do that for that.
Yeah.
Not, this was the Chateaubriand for 2 was cooked perfection. And, no, because it might be the different chef the next day, who knows? Oh, yeah, exactly. Totally.
Sorry, there was an inside joke.
No, it's quite all right. Quite all right.
So yeah, I completely agree with that. Usually when I respond to reviews or when I do make a review, it's positive. I don't go in there, trying to be negative or
but I think
beat a restaurant down.
Yelp is, and this is what we've talked, and it's like almost everything these days. We live in a 1-star, 5-star world. It's either amazing or it's shit. There's no
even refill my water or anything.
Right, 1 star.
Right,
yeah. Food was amazing. Service was great. Didn't bring me a mint with my check. 1 star.
It's not that bad. No, but you read some from the brewery. Goes, it was obviously an old diner. I was like, well, yeah. What did you want it to be? I don't know.
You build it.
How was the beer?
Yeah.
Right? You want to say the beer sucks? I'll be like, all right, great. Sucks. I mean, like you got to sit and I didn't like the seating.
The ambiance.
Anyway.
Yeah. Lower lighting.
So what are some more of the panels? Do you know offhand? Or?
Yeah, so blockchain is actually going to be.
Boy. No, I've actually got a few feelers out. I've actually got a few feelers out for panelists for.
Yeah. So we're placing a couple more.
Yep.
Specifically on the blockchain.
It reminds me of an IT in the D event we had. We went to Diamond Jim Brady's afterwards, and there was a gentleman that sat with me and must have said the word blockchain 387 times.
Yeah.
Bob, if you're not looking at blockchain, man, you're missing. Bob, blockchain. Bob, like, and so now, like, every time I hear that word,
don't get a point for saying
I know. I'm like, I'm going to cringe every time. So now every time
are
I
you
hear
somehow
the word,
hardwired that every time you say blockchain, you're processing?
Right, exactly. Ding, ding. It's like a 1-up from Super Mario.
Well, I think, the whole idea is not just to talk about blockchain as in this buzzy, popular, term, right? That even most people even now don't really understand, but to talk about how it interfaces or how it dovetails with, other subjects like Internet of Things, because we're moving forward with that.
How to overvalue your tech startup. You didn't hear me, did you?
I did hear.
Said how to overvalue your tech startup. It's called put blockchain in there and shoot up to the roof.
It's Uber for blockchain.
There are actually companies
blockchain for Uber
that put blockchain in their name to increase their stock.
Totally. Oh yeah. We've read about that. Yeah,
we made fun of them.
But no, that is not what we are advocating. We're completely against, changing your name to have blockchain in it to increase your value. So
you mean blockchain doesn't have anything to do with iced tea?
Shocking.
He might be investing in blockchain. You don't know.
So, just adding on to that. So we're not going to be beating down these, buzzy, popular terms. Really, the idea is to explain to people how this all is going to change the future. How bots impacted the election and how that, has to do with, digital communications and how public opinion can be swayed with this new technology.
Well, you have the big thing now is AI answering stuff.
Yeah.
Whether it be phone calls or
customer
emails,
service,
customer service, or adding to message forums like on Reddit, or writing articles, or doing anything. Like what did they have AI do recently? Like watch this Wendy's commercial for 4 hours. And then
no, it was Olive Garden.
Oh, it was Olive Garden.
Had them watch 100 Olive Garden commercials and then write an Olive Garden commercial. And it was amazing.
Right. But like it's changing because again, you don't know who or what you're talking to these days. And I think that, and it's only going to get worse.
I mean, as these technologies continue to mature, I think it would be very easy for them to mimic humans. And I think, in fact, this is what a lot of people are concerned about because you shoot 5 to 10 years from now, we're looking at a lot more automation. We're looking at robots, right? We're looking at robots in service industries, and really taking over any service-related jobs, menial labor jobs. These are bartenders, right? This is fast food counter people. This is cleaning in some places. This is janitorial services.
But I still think it opens up another industry, which is the design, maintenance, coding, technicians of the robotics. I know, granted, it's a skill level that needs to be achieved.
Exactly.
But to me, I always talk like, the kiosks at McDonald's and everybody says it's losing jobs. And I said, no, I don't think it does at all because you still need the people expediting food. I think it just changes the way you serve it, the way your experience at that facility.
Have you been in the McDonald's next to the brewery yet?
Not inside.
Okay, so
I haven't been inside a McDonald's.
I'm just saying, so I walk inside at some point because they have the kiosks.
Right.
And literally the first thing that happens when you walk in and you try to walk up to the counter is the person behind the register goes, "Let me show you the kiosk."
Oh.
Like they're trying to guide people there. It was interesting.
Right.
Well, I mean, you also kind of I guess forcing people into a new flow.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the one I don't get is the pre-ordering on the app. I'm like, when did it become too hard to do the drive-through?
Millennials.
Right.
But for real, it's a drive-through. It's not that complicated.
But you don't have to talk to anybody in the app.
The only one that I've done it for is Shake Shack because it's a half an hour wait, like the one in Troy.
Oh.
So I order when I'm on the way and then it's there. waiting
Cool.
for me in all of its glory. And then I can eat delicious Shake Shack and I have to sit in line forever. Like the McDonald's one though. You remember when I downloaded the app?
Oh,
just
I know.
for,
We
like, the
talked about
show?
it.
And like the first time I got a push notification, like,
Gone.
Do you want a nice iced or latte or hot, no, and you're dead to me.
And
right.
bye-bye.
Right. Make it easy for me. Don't
You don't be intrusive.
Right.
Just when I need you, be there.
Exactly.
Well, I think, looking down the line, probably in the very near future, we're going to start seeing that actually become useful, right? So what you usually order in Starbucks, you walk in there and boom, do you want to order this again, right? And then you don't even have to interface with people.
Right.
And
it's like the bartender that remembers you. It's like Cheers for everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And, it's a double-edged sword, like we're going to have less human interaction, but then again, this comes from the community that's building these.
But when's the
apps,
last time
right?
you could say, honestly, I had great human interaction at, I'm talking like fast foods, coffee, like not diners, not restaurants, because restaurants you can always have a good, like, you know what I mean? Like there's like the gas stations, like the simple stuff. I don't want human interaction.
You don't want it. Well, the thing is that you meet some really exceptional team members, right? At sometimes, it's surprising usually if it's a fast food place or if it's a store at the airport.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I was at what do they call it? The duty free at the airport, and there's this. I was at the checkout, and there's this bubbly checkout person, right? And he's I think I said, have a good day. He said, have a better day.
Right. That's rare.
And I think I had a better day. I walked away from that interaction pleasantly,
Yeah.
And yes, that's rare. And maybe that's why robots can actually take over these jobs now.
Right.
Right. You're even at the point where you're saying, I don't even want human interaction.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and then,
It's negligible.
Dave and I have been talking for years. Our economic indicator is the level of service you get at a drive-thru. If it's amazing service, the economy's not doing well because these are people that
Couldn't find jobs anywhere else.
And if it's like complete like window liquor city and they ruin all your order, I'm like actually pleased. Like where I want you to, I'm happy my order's ruined. That means that the
That's a
economy
litmus test for
it's totally.
I
economic
forgot
stability.
to tell this story, and it was the greatest moment of my life. And it was so yesterday the kids decided they wanted Wendy's.
Okay.
So I went to the drive-thru at Wendy's again, drive-thru, and I ordered the food for the kids and I. And the order was $16.50.
Okay.
And so I get up to the thing and I hand her a $20 bill, and it's all at the one window. And so she hands me the food, and then she hands me the drinks, and then I'm just sitting there waiting. And she looks at me, she's like, "Is there anything else that you need?" I was like, I've literally waited 10 years to say this line. I'm going to need about $3.50. Stop. And she looked at me like she cocked her head and did the Sony dog. And I'm like, no, seriously, I just need my change. I'm sorry you don't get that joke from South Park, but I need my change.
No one's going to get
Bless
that.
his heart. Bless his heart.
So I don't have tickets for social media day and I want to go. What?
You want to go. Of course you want to.
I'm gonna say I don't wanna go. I wanna go.
Wants to go. Yes.
We're going to be there. It's going to be a good thing.
Bob and Dave are going to be there. So if you want tickets for Social Media Day, you can go to smami.org. And that's a Social Media Association of Michigan's website. And you can click the link to register. And now we have a special gift for anyone who's listening.
Ooh, we like
you
those.
You can register using the code Star Wars.
Yay.
I wanted her to change it to Last Jedi is awesome. Like, too many words.
Yeah,
Your discount code is Butthurt Fanboys.
So yeah, use the code Star Wars for complimentary membership, and we have a limited amount of those tickets available. So if you're interested
Awesome.
in going, go ahead and register.
We'll totally
Otherwise,
push that out.
it's $25.
Which is still nothing.
Exactly. So, like I mentioned earlier, 2 drink tickets, food, music, yes, some really geeky, blockchainy, not too intense conversation because
Right.
it's going to take place during a party. But yeah, you can get your geek on and your party on.
Very
Awesome.
cool. I like it.
Good.
And again, we'll be there.
We'll be there. Sola, always a pleasure having you on the
Absolutely.
show. Good,
Pleasure is
good
mine.
seeing you. We'll see you again
Likewise.
on Saturday.
On Saturday. Thanks,
We're going to
guys.
wrap things up for episode 253 of the IT and the D show. We'd like to thank Matt Ridenour from Tabs. Also like to thank Sola from the Social Media Association of Michigan and Social Media Day. Also, thanks Huawei, eLiquid, IP Pro TV, and Huawei for keeping the lights on. We seriously couldn't do it without you. And on behalf of Bob, Dave, and Randy, do us all a favor. Drink up your drinks. Get your phone numbers. You don't got to go home. You just got to get the hell out of here. Drive careful. See you next week. Beat it.
See it.
The emergency destruct system is now activated.
Conan, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women.
Long live Flash. You've saved your ass. Have a nice day.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Nice shooting, son. What's your name? Murphy.
Make the run. The run.
Game over, man. It's game over.
It's over, Johnny. It's over.
Nothing is over. Nothing. You just don't turn it off.
I can't say no, and I don't really want to, so.
Well, especially with the back doors open.
Yo! Hold up! Time out! Time out! Y'all take a chill. You need to cool that shit out. And that's the double truth. Ruth.
Bob loves it in the can.
I hope this was as much fun for you as it was for me.
That's why I like it in the can.
Joe on the trees.
Bear me.
My job is to make sure this program is morally upright and cultural and wholesome.
Shut up, Mimsy. Shut up, Mimsy. Shut up, Mimsy.
Why would Buick put their cars next to the Bentleys? Why? That's not marketing.
The alphabet.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, I can't take that position.
That analogy sucks because it's right.
Because you're getting your 8-track tuned up.
Are we at a break yet? Yeah, so now I'm just doing stupid stuff to make me laugh.
Venture capital is not the end game.
When are we going to talk about me?
Jane, you ignorant slut.
It's my show. I can say what I want.
Yeah. Kiss my ass, go home, unplug, get off the goddamn internet. You are everything that is wrong with the internet right now.
You're so white right now.
I'm the whitest guy in the room. Just explain it to me.
I love this city. I was banging on the wang.
Really? Should we talk about this? Tag team it. Should I keep going or should I stop?
Can I just say, it's been great being on a show that talks about Mickey Rooney dying for 20 seconds and then poop for 10 minutes.